Alright, now hear me out, bro. I know you probably read the title and you're thinking, like, but getting a 9 to 5 will mean that you get stuck in the rat race and that will block you from getting your Lambo at 21 and getting rich, which it seems like everyone's trying to do that these days. Like, get a Lambo at like 20 years old, become mega rich, and do it all through like social media or through a business or through gambling. And yes, getting a 9 to 5 will not really allow you to get to that point of money if you just rely on the 9 to 5. But in this specific situation, I'm not talking about you getting to $1 million as quickly as you can. I'm talking about you getting girls as quickly as you can, going from your current status right now, which is probably you don't get any girls, to actually maybe even getting like a girlfriend or taking a girl home and just improving your skill in that area. Now, the reason I'm talking about a 9 to 5 specifically isn't just because of the fact that it gives you money, which is a pretty big thing I'm going to speak about later in the video. It's also about what some specific 9 to 5s can bring you in these situations. Like, I have a story, specifically like a story that'll get you to kind of understand what I mean. And the first thing is like money, basically. Because if right now you're probably similar to me, you're like 18, 19, you're thinking, self improvement, I want to get rich, I want to get girls, I want to get jacked, and so you're working out and you're living with your parents, and maybe you're going to school, or maybe you're not, and you're like working every day on your business and whatever, but you're broke. All of the money that maybe your parents give you and stuff, they go to like the gym, creatine, protein, whatever, and you're pretty much broke. In this case, in this situation, getting even $200-300 a month from a 9 to 5 job, or if you could get like even a part-time job, that would probably be even better. Maybe work for like 4 or 5 hours a day, but still get like maybe 200, 300, 400 bucks a month. It's actually pretty crucial, because just think about all the things that money is gonna allow you to do, which would just improve your current situation with girls. First of all, now you have money, meaning you can buy cool stuff. You can improve your style, buy clothes which are more expensive, which fit you better. You don't have to wear your fucking gray hoodie and your shorts and your Nike Air Force Ones everywhere you go, which like your Nike shoes which are white but now they're black because you haven't never washed them. You buy some nicer clothes, you get yourself like a nice watch, a nice fragrance, and that instantly gets you like a solid point up on like the like 10-point scale of attractiveness. Now that you also have money, you can get regular haircuts, regular beard trims, and now you're looking super fresh consistently. So now every time you leave the house, you smell good, you look fresh, you have really good style. Maybe you're wearing some nice jewelry, a nice watch, you look professional, and you're like a solid 2 points higher on the scale just from doing that. Now, of course, that extra money can also allow you to buy yourself some assets. Now, they might not be financially assets because they're like depreciating, you're probably gonna lose money on them. But when it comes to getting girls, they're insanely useful assets. You can save up money, buy yourself like a motorcycle, full on. Maybe 2,000 bucks, I'd say on average. Like in at least in my country, you need around like maybe 2,500 bucks, maybe 3,000 bucks if you really wanna like get a nicer motorcycle. 1,000 bucks to get yourself like a driver's license. 2,000 to get like a solid motorcycle. You start fucking uploading that shit to Instagram. You just get girls fucking hitting you up, like the classic message, like, hey, take me for a ride, whatever. You buy yourself, you save up. You're gonna need a lot more money for this, but you buy yourself like a solid car. It doesn't have to be like a Lambo, but you can save yourself up reasonably enough money after maybe 2, 3, 4 months to buy yourself a decently reasonable, like a reasonably good car, like at least a better car than, or the best car in your friend group, right? And then you can maybe get some upgrades on that car, some LED lights, some nicer rims, and now that's again another asset which, like, you pull up to the city in that thing, it's gonna be way easier to get girls, not just because, you know, like, yeah, of course, the girls that most of that materialistic stuff is gonna attract, aren't really gonna be wife quality or anything, but let's be honest, bro, you're not really looking for a wife right now. So you got the car, you got a motorcycle, you got really good style. So now you look way better and you're a way more attractive guy to the girls, but you also have way higher confidence because now it's like you know it. You're way more attractive and you know it, and that gives you confidence because you're the best dressed guy in your friend group. You drive the best car, you drive a motorcycle. Like you become a pretty cool dude just by having those things that you bought with money. Now, money can also allow you to just go on way more dates and go outside and socialize way more, which will allow you to get girls. Because let's say the place where you find most girls are at the club. If you don't have money, maybe you'll go to the club once every like 2 3 weeks. If you got money, you can go like twice. You can go to the club like twice a week, and at that point, it's like you're just fucking getting in the numbers. So those are like a few things that money can be useful that like I could think of from like off the top of my head. But another thing that a 9 to 5 could help you with is again getting that socializing part. If you get a specific job, like right now, I got this job that's in construction, which by the way, a lot of people think that like if you start working a 9 to 5, you're gonna be too tired to after that try working on some business or workout or anything. Bro, I'm working a 9 to 5 in construction. It's not even a 9 to 5. It's an 8 to 5, right? I start work at 8, so I wake up at 7, I start at 8 and I finish at 5. And still when I get home, I rest for an hour, I hit the gym, I still get like reading done. I try to work like I get these videos out and everything. I'm not the most consistent, okay, but it's like I'll get it done 80 90% of the days. There will be some days where I come home and I'm just super tired, but I'd say a good 85% of the days I get my stuff done. At least that's in my case. Maybe you start working some job which is way harder, and after the job you can't really get any habits done. At which point, like if you start working the job and you start skipping the gym and you don't do anything productive, then okay, you probably don't want to get a job. But if you can maintain it, like the good habits, the gym, the everything, like while still having the job, then I recommend you get yourself a job. It's also a really good life experience if you're young, if you're like in your teens, you never really worked a like a 9 to 5, especially like a construction. This is a side tangent, but to me, I think working like a 9 to 5, which is a construction one, and really learning what the meaning of absolutely like getting fucked up on a job means, like what it means to break your back on a job. I think getting those experiences, understanding what that really means, really helps you to just mature as a guy. And I think it's a great experience. Like imagine it's like a completely different experience where let's say you in 5 years you become rich and you're driving a Lambo and you pass some guys who work in construction like 40 fucking degrees Celsius weather. It's like the sun is fucking beaming, and it's like you know what they're going through. You're not just some fucking retard who got lucky driving that Lambo. It's like you see those guys, like yeah, you know their pain. You know what it feels like. It's just it's just a nice thing. I feel like to nice experience to have as a man. So the second thing that like a 9 to 5 will help you, or a second way that it will help you with girls is if you get a job like waiting table. That's the job I had last summer. I was a waiter, and I had this one situation. As a waiter, mostly again you're gonna be waiting tables. You're gonna be talking to tons of people. And at that point, or that's you're gonna be getting lots of situations where girls are gonna come to the cafe or the restaurant. You're gonna be waiting their table, and you're just gonna have a chat with them. So now, not only are you getting in the numbers because you're socializing, you're talking to girls on a daily basis, so you're just getting better at talking to girls. A lot of those girls will actually kind of get attracted to you, and it will be really easy for you to just get their Instagram, get their number, and then go out with them. Last summer, I actually had a situation where I was waiting this table for also I say waiting, but I don't know if that's how you say it, waiting. If you're a waiter, you wait tables, right? I don't know. But I was waiting this table where there were like these two girls, and I finished the job. I didn't really speak to them or anything. There was like a big crowd. There was a bunch of work to be done. I didn't really wasn't in the mood that day. And after the shift, I see on Instagram I get a follow from a girl I don't know, So then I go to Instagram, I see her story that she uploaded, and it's from the place where I worked. And instantly I just remember like, oh, it's one of the two girls that I brought the drinks for, whatever. I always have a bit of a conversation with the people. Like I would bring a drink and I'd be like, how's your day going, something like that. I just like being communicative like that. It helped with social skills. So I see and I remember her. So I sent her a message, and boom, the next night we're out on a date. And you see how easily that happened. It's like I didn't even have to do anything. It's just because I was getting in so many numbers of so many girls going to that place, and I was waiting so many tables, that I had a situation where I didn't even have to do anything. The girl literally found me and we ended up going on a date. That's how powerful it can be working a job as like a waiter, or working some job in public where you interact with people. Maybe you're some sort of, I don't know if this would work if you're like a salesman or something, but it definitely works if you get like a job as a waiter. So those are just a few of my, that's kind of a realization that I had recently, where I feel like you should get a 9 to 5 job if you've never had a job. As much, even if you don't really need the money, like I'm gonna be honest, I don't really need that much money right now, but I do it mostly for the experience, and it also allows me to still get all my habits done after the job. And also, since I finished high school, I just had so much free time in the day. And when you have so much free time, you generally tend to do some unproductive stuff like scroll on Instagram all day or play video games. So if I have this big chunk of the day be at work, that's a big chunk of the day that I'm not spending doing these like fucking bad habits. If you found this video helpful, I think you'll find a lot of value in this video right here. Click on the subscribe button and do the work.